Hi everyone, my name is Marcio Correa, and you're watching my Marcio TV. In this video, I'm going to talk about midlife crisis. Now, it doesn't matter how old you are, a lot of people go through this in different stages of their life. And one of the reasons that is because as we grow up and hear of other people's successes, it's very easy for us to start feeling behind in comparison to them. Especially now, with social media like Facebook highlighting how happy everybody is. You know, everybody's graduating, or it seems like everybody's getting married, having kids, or buying a house, or going on an amazing vacation. It's very easy to just be overwhelmed with all of this information and in self-reflection feel like you're not accomplishing a lot. But the reality is not everybody is getting married or going on these amazing vacations. You probably have around 500 friends on Facebook. If you've connected with people from your childhood, from high school, college, work, and you probably see these status updates sporadically. So if you go to each person's Facebook, you probably see that they're just like you, they're normal, they have bad days, they have good days. One of the things many people need to achieve goals is money. School costs money, getting married costs money, buying a house costs money, going on vacation costs money. And in this video, I'm hoping to show you how to examine your expenses and your income and be able to find out where is all your money going, basically. Most people tend to analyze their expenses at a general level. Rent, car, food, going out, income. Even when they do the math, something's just off and you feel like you're living from paycheck to paycheck. My suggestion is to go through all your expenses, even the ones you don't think they matter, just to see how much they actually do. To help you, I have created a spreadsheet which you can download from SkyDrive for your own use. The link is down in the description bar. So download the file and let's get started. The most important thing to do is to calculate cash flow at a monthly and annual level. It's easy to get sidetracked when you think of income on a weekly basis and expenses at a monthly frequency. It limits your planning window and keeps you from preparing for infrequent expenses. The spreadsheet is very straightforward. The top columns are a summary of all the information you'll be entering. These fields will update automatically as you populate the following income and expense categories. On the categories that follow, simply write the monthly value on the left column under month, and the right column will auto-populate with the annual spending. If you're familiar with Excel, feel free to complete the form and start the next video. Otherwise, you can tag along as I walk through each category. Not everything will be relevant to you, so it's okay to leave it blank. First, let's identify how much money you make. This includes any source of income, such as paycheck, child support, allowance, internet revenue, and all that great stuff. If it's money that you're getting, then count it in. Try to be as exact as possible. Now for the expenses. The first category, for no special reason, is household. The appliances, furniture, electronics section is for those of you who love buying a candle every week, a picture frame, or a frying pan every month. If you don't have an exact number, estimate how much you think you spend yearly and divide it by 12. If you're like me, this could most likely be 0 or very low. The grocery section is where you can calculate how much money you spend on food for the house. This includes soda, beer, anything, really. If you consume it at the house at a monthly basis, then please put it here. Laundry. Consider if you have to pay for laundry. If so, how much do you spend a month? $20 a week is around $80 a month, a costly necessity yet forgotten when overviewing finances. Don't forget to include how much the detergent costs. Home improvement, maintenance, and property taxes. Usually this section applies to homeowners, and I believe this is self-explanatory. Rent. Here you get to see just how much having a place to call your own can cost. Type here your monthly rent or mortgage. Utilities. Some of these might be shared, so make sure you type in your portion and not the full bill. If it changes every month, enter an average. It's better to estimate higher than lower. On to personal expenses. This one can be a bit tricky, but by glancing you can see which ones apply to you and don't. Clothing and jewelry are self-explanatory, so take this time to think about how much you spend on jazzing up your wardrobe or on that watch you thought would be great with that shirt. Beauty supplies. This is a reminder of costly things people don't think of, like shampoo, razors, and all that jazz you keep in the bathroom to groom yourself. If you go to the gym, do you buy whey protein? Seriously, that's like $30. Cigarettes. If you smoke, this can be a big wake up to just how much money you burn. Work meals. This can be pretty expensive for most people who do not bring food from home. So do yourself a favor and really see how much do you spend a week and multiply that by 4 to get your monthly total. Personally, I was guilty of this, but I've managed to reduce the cost to half or less. Every category has an other for you to use it as you see fit. This is because I didn't want to make this very long list any longer. Transportation. These are very straightforward if you own a car or commute or do both. Tolls and parking at work or home are usually very high expenses for those of you who have to pay for it. Make sure to not leave these blank if it applies to you. Entertainment and subscription categories. Probably one of the most overlooked categories. Here you can see how much you really pay for subscriptions and such. Most people tend to make their first budget cuts on these categories. Government taxes. Everyone pays taxes in one form or another. These are the most common and are automatic deductions from your paycheck. Grab a check and calculate how much they take away from you. The reason this was included was to reflect an expense that is taken away from your income even before you see it. This is very helpful to keep in mind when taking a job. For example, if someone offers you a position that pays $40,000 a year and you pay $9,000 in taxes, realistically, you bring home $31,000 to work with. Banking expenses. Banks give off this sense that they are large piggy banks or safes. Last time I checked, piggy banks didn't take money away from you, and safes kept thieves from touching your money. In fact, piggy banks and safes kept your money safe until you needed it. Banks have found legal ways to take your money by charging the customers who bank with them. Not only do they charge you steep fees, they also have a very small return interest rate. Here you have a chance to jot down just how much your bank is stealing from you on a monthly basis. Credit cards and loans. In this section, you can enter loans and credit cards that you owe. On the left side, you can enter their monthly minimum or your preferred monthly payments to show you just how much you'll be paying off in a year. I will have another video with a more in-depth credit card explanation on payments and how interest rates can prolong your balances. Insurances. Insurance is another expense that you might not think about. Take this time to see if you have any and how much do you need to pay. Charities. Someone once told me that we should make an effort to give 10% back to the community. While I understand this isn't possible to many, there are some who do. Now is your chance to see how generous you have been to others. Parental expenses. I'm not a parent, nor can I fathom how expensive it must be to raise another human being. However, here are the top categories I could think of that might help you prioritize your kids' needs. Pets. Pets, a much cheaper alternative to human children. Here you can see how meeting your little one's needs and spoiling them affect you financially. This is a great section if you're considering getting another pet, as you can estimate how much a second one might cost. One-time expenses. These are expenses of planned things or unexpected things. For example, if you're planning a wedding in 1 year and have a rough total you want to save, you can see how much money you need to save a month. On the other hand, if you got a parking ticket, these aren't necessarily expenses that happen every month, but you need to deal with them. This section was made for your present balances you need to deal with. The fields with the green arrow next to it indicate to write the total goal in a year. This will calculate how much a month you need to put aside. If you're not able to save this minimum, you might have a harder time reaching your goal at the end of the year. Goals. This category was really important to me. Back when I first started paying more attention to my finances, I noticed that I wasn't saving any money, nor did I have anything for an emergency. I also noticed that I didn't have any retirement plan set up, which depending on your age might scare you. Stocks can be risky, and real estate is very expensive to just purchase out of the blue. But you should start by putting a small amount aside so that when you're mentally ready to make the jump, you have the money available. I hope you consider setting up one goal if you haven't, even if you have to start small. When I started, I was transferring $10 a week to my savings. By giving up 2 Starbucks a week, I was able to save $40 a month, which adds up to $480 in a year. Sure, it doesn't sound that great, but when you see your savings grow, it almost becomes addicting. I bet that if banks gave achievements or prizes like Xbox to kids who save, more people would be saving. But that's it. I'd love if you left a comment below sharing with us what made you want to take control over your finances. To me, it was reading 20 Principles of Success by Jack Canfield. It really opened my eyes during a dark time. I suggest you read it if you haven't. On the next video, we'll analyze some expenses and options to cut down the costs. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, favorite, share, just to let other people know. And thank you for watching. Bye.